views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail. Wow, everyone. Welcome. I'm so glad to be connecting with all of you. Hey, welcome to Dr. Pat Show, Transformation Talk Radio, transformationradio.fm, all of the above. And for those of you that are thinking, wait, I'm not even listening from there. I don't even know what she's talking about. Well, wherever you're listening from, however you're listening, thank you. It's so great to be connecting with all of you. Whether you're listening live to the show today or you are subscribing to our podcast on believe me, iHeart, Spreaker, I don't even know where it is. It doesn't matter. We are so connected, heart to heart, voice to voice. Thank you so much for all of it. Today, I am thrilled to introduce you to my friend, my colleague, Duda Kick-Ass Muse. That's what I'm talking about. Benny and me are talking about it. Shout out to Mr. Benny. Benny, are you in starvation mode today so you can like pig out like I'm going to do tomorrow?
No, actually, I keep it consistent all week long, but I'm going to be laying down the hammer tomorrow.
I'm just saying, you're not going to be consistent tomorrow.
No, not at all. I'm going overboard.
No,
I have to. I deserve it.
Yeah, that's it. So maybe you're going to do an extra few push-ups or
exactly
in the gym,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, push-up, cover-up.
But Yeah. I'm going to be doing that. I'll tell you what, instead of just shoving the food in, maybe what I'll do is I'll have a couple of extra lifting of the elbows going on.
Yeah,
instead of just totally inhaling everything, maybe I'll have more repetitions of the fork to the mouth. How does that sound?
I'm a big fan of 12-ounce curls no matter what. So those 12-ounce curls are going to be like, I'm going to add a couple more to them.
Oh my gosh, what a great show, Benny. This is so perfect. I love how things show up. Trust yourself again, go after your dreams. But I have to tell you, in the Kick-Ass Muse way, what I love about Duda and what we're doing with her is that there are so many shows, so many coaches, so many people that you get to work with on this planet. But how about somebody that is known as a doer, somebody that is go-getting, go-giving, inspirer, but somebody that is all about, look, there is a way to get unstuck, and it's not staying in your stuckness mind. Whether she's working with a lawyer, a doctor, a friend, a stranger, all of us, she is a coach, a muse, but a muse of a different kind, the kind that we absolutely need now. I have to tell you how I am so inspired by her work. Now, many of you know, many years ago, we started crust busting, and people looked at us and said, man, that's a little harsh. You're really talking to people in that way? I'm going to tell you what Duda has to say is about taking the fear, the courage, the productivity, spirituality, sex, love, family, addiction, business, you name it. But taking that thing and showing it what a kick-ass muse can do and how it's done. Because I don't know about all of you, but I'm telling you, if you've got a dream that you need to dust off, if you're waiting to bring voice to choice of your life, you are now waiting way too long. Duda, welcome to the show. It is great to have you here. I'm so excited about this. And boy, I have taken your advice, and today we're launching our crowdfunding campaign. Thank you so much. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pat. I'm really, really thrilled to be on your show.
So let's talk about the theme today. Trust yourself again, go after your dreams. Let's talk about what happens to us. We get dreams, we get ideas, then all of a sudden we find ourselves, Linda's favorite word, just so you know, floundering. 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 You know, that's a little fish that floats around in the ocean. It's a flounder. It never gets off the bottom. You know that, right? So
Absolutely,
basically,
yes.
when Linda's saying that to me, she's saying, I think you're a bottom feeder. But tell me, why do we get stuck? Why do we, so many of us, why do we lose our dream?
Well, basically, I think that there are two phases of why we lose our dreams. The first one is that as a child, you definitely know what you are, who you are, and what you want. And if you're really honest with yourself, each one of us, your listeners, you, me, anyone, we would probably know what we wanted and what we enjoyed and who we were somewhere around 7, 8 years old. And then suddenly there was like, a lot of voices that we heard from our father, our mother, the school, then the society, and there was like tons and a line of expectations from us, right? And that's kind of like really when we started to lose our dreams. Obviously, I can tell you from my experience, I was a super talented singer as a child, and I actually had a singing career throughout my teenage years, like television, radio, blah blah, you name it, theaters, tours around the world. And my father, as much as he loved me, he was like, yeah, Duda, but you know what, you can be whatever you want. You can be a doctor, you can be a lawyer, you can be a financial advisor, you can be a banker, whatever. Just please don't go into music, and because you're gonna starve as a cellist and singer somewhere in a single flat. And you can, with all these skills that you have, why do you want to be so poor? Why don't you just be a lawyer? That's exactly an example of what happens to the most of us. We just forget what we felt joy with when we did it, because we just trusted other people over ourselves, and we were probably as children very weak to fight it. Then there comes a period where you kind of like fulfill all these expectations, right? And then you kind of like hit, let's say, your 30s or 40s, and there's kind of like what we like to call the midlife crisis, right?
Yeah.
And that midlife crisis is usually in a spiritual world, from the positive sides, actually seen as a good thing. It's seen as a wake-up call. If you have the guts, you would probably just change your life. So, for example, there is no, there's evidence that a lot of people in their midlife crisis kind of like feel like, is this really worth it? Am I happy in this career? Do I really want to live this lifestyle? Maybe I want to devote my life more to the charity. I do remember that I enjoyed as such and such an age, this and age, like doing this and that. So the brave ones usually do something about it. They might not change their entire life, and I'm not expecting you to leave your wife, children, whatever, and just, be a rock star. But some people who are really kind of like digging deep at that point, that they would dig out some old dreams that made them happy. Most of us don't, sadly.
Yeah. And part of this is we sit here and folks ask us this question, and let's talk about you for a minute. People ask us this question. They ask, well, wait a minute, what do you know about defeat, Duda? Pat, what do you know about defeat? Have you ever really had my kind of circumstance? How can you tell us about how to get from where we are to where we have to go? Now, let's answer that question for folks, right? Because I don't know that you and I would be doing what we're doing if we popped into this world and life was just handed to us on a silver platter. I don't know that we might be, but certainly I don't think that's why I do what I do. How about you?
Yes, that's my favorite topic, actually, Dr. Tess.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I was always a girl that believed people who walk the talk. And I'm actually one of them, and that's the reason why people come to me. I became an inspirer and a coach because of the circumstance that I had. I was a foreigner in London. I moved from Croatia, where I come originally from, to London, which is a huge city. And I came here for love. And I was here for 3.5 years with a guy who, I trusted him with my life, that's it. And there was never a sign of any bad in our relationship. When we were supposed to get married, get a flat, I was part of his family, friends, everything. I had everything in London. And then one day after New Year's in 2009, he left me, not just without a sign, but actually he didn't want to give me an explanation. And none of our friends or family friends ever wanted to contact me again. I had 21 days to move out in total state of shock in London, where this city really eats you up for breakfast if you're not tough.
Yeah.
And I was also at the same time bullied at my job, where I was a marketing director for actually a US university in London, by the sales director, because he couldn't bear the thought that a woman is kind of like above him, giving him some directions in his job. Right. So actually that was kind of like the circumstance when I became really depressed, really suicidal, really down, abandoned. I lost the entire network that I built for 4 years in London, and I didn't know what to do with myself. I became actually officially homeless. In those circumstances, without food, without home, I was actually fed by a new friend who gave me her couch, and the only thing that I had was that I have to dig myself out of that shit. And the way I did it is I started to build a business. And just so that maybe this is a crucial thing, I think, for everybody listening. If you feel really down and you don't have faith in yourself at that moment, you don't believe that you can do it, that you're worth it, maybe you can think about the people that care about you, and maybe that should be your motivation to do it. It certainly was for me. I was so distrustful about myself. I felt like a total loser and a failure. But the one thing I had in my mind is, okay, I owe this to the people that care about me and that are worried about me if I'm going to make it. So I made it. I made a 6 figures business within 3 years. I now employ 4 people. 5th is on the way. This is my second business. And the phone just started to ring when some magazines interviewed me how I did it. And so I started to inspire people. This is it. You are actually capable to create beauty out of pain. It's possible.
Well, and I love this. And let's talk about it, because you and I have both gotten a lesson from life. And I want to talk about it. We're going to skip the break. That's how important it is. Here's what I want to say. I learned some skills from being homeless. I just want to say that. I learned some skills. And so let's talk about what we learn when we are dealt, a deck of cards that we didn't think we were going to get. Let's just talk for a minute about that, and I know Benny is like saying, okay, what are these two are going to talk about now? Yeah, we're on an FCC regulated station. So I'm watching my language too. But here's what I want to ask you about. I learned some skills. So what did I learn homeless? Here's what I learned. Think about this, right? You're homeless. You don't have any money. You don't know where to go. I learned how to ask for stuff. Now, what does that mean? Did I learn how to cry and whine? Well, I did cry. But what did I learn how to do? I learned how to ask people for things. I'd never known how to do that, Duda. I had never known that. In my family, you didn't ask for things, right? You were grateful for what you got. If you were the last one to get to the chicken that was on the table, you either didn't get a piece or you got the wing or something like that. I grew up in the projects, and I think you know what I'm talking about. Being homeless for me taught me how to understand the look in people's faces and eyes. It taught me how to connect with people and be vulnerable. I don't know where else I would have learned that. How about you?
Absolutely. I think that a lot of my clients actually say to me, but yes, my circumstances are so and so, and they actually impacted my life. I actually think that I'm actually glad that you raised that question, because the circumstance is really for you to see as an opportunity. Mm-hmm. So rather than being in a victim mode saying, oh my God, like I'm now, okay, homeless may be a bit harsh, but let's say you're in a lousy job in a very small city, right? You live in a small town, and then you have a friend, let's say you have me, and she's like, yeah, but it's so much easier for you to do that. You live in London, there's hundreds and thousands of opportunities, right? Well, I can tell you one thing. Why don't you just move out of that town? Why don't you just start looking for the job online? Well, you can use all the night for finding a job and just move out. Like for example, if you in this circumstance just think that problem is the biggest problem in the world, it's not going to help you. It might help you, for example, to be reminded of people who are really, really in difficult situations, women who are victims of abuse, people who are political prisoners in jail, but they came out and became presidents of their countries, like Nelson Mandela or Pepe in Uruguay, and they made a big fuss and big change in this world. They have been sitting in jail for decades, and they haven't just sit there being victims for the rest of their lives. This is a very extreme example, but if you are stuck in some unhappy situations in your life, you might just even for a minute think, okay, is this really such a difficult situation? And what can I learn from it? When I was homeless, that I don't think that I was personally afraid of that aspect, but I was more afraid about my mental state. For me, it was like, oh my God, will I ever get out of this depression? I was so depressed, Dr. Pat. I couldn't smile, eat, nothing. And the only thing that kept me going is, okay, I need to create at least something that I have to show to the world that I'm worth it. And the way that I came out is I proved it to myself.
Yeah.
Because confidence, trust in yourself comes with doing it anyway. Right. Just try.
Yeah. I love what we're talking about, Duda. For those of you just tuning in, you're going to hear a lot from Duda. And for those of you that want to find out more, I'm going to tell you how to do it. Because we're talking about what does it mean to trust yourself again and go after your dreams. This is so seriously important. I have to tell you that I love that I'm doing this 13 years, and there isn't a show that I get to do today that I'm not excited about, and I'm not just absolutely over the top about what the message is. And Duda, you're bringing it to the level that I think so many of us need. Because what I just heard you say is, look, we don't have to talk about being homeless, but I will tell you, so many people walk around today with the fear that they will somehow be homeless. Now, maybe you're not homeless today, but a lot of the women I know that are listening to this show are saying, wait a minute, I do. The whole bag lady thing. Now, let's talk about this. If I'm having that thought, even though maybe I've never been homeless, maybe I've never lost my job, maybe my life is so good, but I'm walking around with that. That's the way I live my life. What is the impact on that negative thought, Duda?
Oh, this negative thinking has actually the biggest impact on your life. And it's a tricky one because I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it's absolutely necessary to start changing that mindset from this minute. Otherwise, you will literally die in the same mindset and the same dark tunnel that you're currently, carrying around with you each time that you think, oh my God, something bad's going to happen to me. I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to end up on the streets. I'm going to do, it's crucial. And I'm not the only one talking about it. The big guys talk about it all their lives. I mean, I'm maybe more approachable, but like if you go on Oprah or you check Deepak Chopra or you check, Dr. Wayne Dyer died recently, but if you check his videos or if you even just go into any spiritual teachers on, available online or on television, you will hear them saying the same thing. It's your perception of things that create reality for you. You might see this day as beautiful and I might see it as really horrible. And so that's kind of like a fact. It's all in your head and you are in control of what's happening to you every day. Now, the reason why you are in this negative state of mind is because your mind is cluttered with all the fears and the negative thinking of people around you, starting with your parents, your school, the community, the society. When you were a child, if you look at a child that, a small child close to you, you will see that every child on this planet, no matter their circumstances, they only want love and joy. They're only looking for joy, right? There's nothing negative you can see. So those children are growing up with listening to some noise. And that noise is, you are not good enough for this. You're not going to go to this school because I want you to go to this school. Mm-hmm. I don't think that you can manage that. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, be very careful how you cross that road because you might get killed by the bus. Why don't you just say, darling, I have all the confidence in you that you're going to cross that road really successfully for the rest of your life, right?
Oh my God, that feels so good. That feels so good. That feels as good as eating a bowl of my grandmother's spaghetti and meatballs right there.
Yes.
I mean, right? But what I love about what you do is that, one of the things we say on the show is it's time for a fresh, new, innovative talk radio venue. We have been calling ourselves a new mainstream in talk radio for almost like 9 years. But here's what I love about you. You are presenting people with an option to get on the bus. Get on the bus. Let's do it. Now, I want to talk with you before we continue because you and I are going to be able to talk like forever. But I wanted to tell people about what you've created for people so that they can trust themselves again and go after their dreams. You do this with people all over the world. But now what I would love to talk about is, look, here we are. How do we get out of ourselves? And you have an online course to do this. Can you tell us a little bit about this?
Absolutely.
I love this.
Yes. Oh, me too. You see, this is me going after my dreams, Well, the reason why I actually got into online courses is not just so that I can be free and travel the world and expand my, my spirituality and give with my listeners and clients more. It was actually to reach more people in this world. And so I created quite a few online courses, but this one I want to talk in particular is it's a 1-day online guided course that you can do from the comfort of your home at any pace that you like. Absolutely, it's like I absolutely love it. I'm addicted to those, and I do actually do online courses myself with other coaches that I find online. It's amazing, honestly. This one really is like it's Thanksgiving, Christmas is approaching, and I decided to give the price of only $99 for that one. I know it's in terms of business it's silly, but I need to give to people.
You sound like me. Yeah, I mean,
yes.
You totally sound like me. Because there's a reason that we don't listen to all of our business coaches, isn't there?
No, absolutely no. There's certain things I will charge, but there's certain things that I want. And this one is like, I want it accessible to as many people as possible. Mm-hmm. And it's very easy. You purchase it by one click via a link. And it costs $99. You also get special offers on my other programs as well. But what's happening is this. You are literally seeing 3 different modules as videos that I create for you. You also have audio that you can download and listen in your car if you want to repeat it or, if you want to share with somebody. And then afterwards, you also have a worksheet that you can work from as a PDF printable very easily to deal with. And basically it helps you brainstorm on what we discussed. And then I went one step further is I'm not going to leave you with thoughts after an online course. I want you then to book a free session, 1.5 to 2 hours Skype session over a cup of coffee or tea. And I will discuss your specific case.
Wow.
Plus,
for how much? How much are you doing this for?
It's only $99.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
This is where you get one of these for yourself and you get one for a friend.
Absolutely.
This is amazing. I mean, I know that your individual sessions working with just you alone for this time is 3 times that amount almost for most people that ever want this help. I love this. This is really incredible for people. How are you seeing this unfold to get people ready now for into next year? Everybody says there's a lot of big energy, Duda, coming. How would this help them?
There is a shift going on, and I get like so many requests for like, oh, please teach me how to meditate. I mean, it even comes from people who are always looking at me like, really, you meditate? Is it really necessary? You're such a businesswoman. I'm like, yeah, okay. So it's all about, make the first step. You don't have to invest $5,000 in a super expensive online course or one-to-one coaching with some, prominent coach or whatever. No, you can start slowly. This is why I actually created as well this online course. It's first few crucial steps for you to trust that you can actually trust yourself. It's the pre-step for you to actually go on the journey. And then you can invest and explore a little bit more about, okay, maybe I'll do a 3 months program because maybe I want to dig out the whole thing. Or,
Right.
you know, oh, actually, I'm not so bad. You might even discover through this course that you are actually not so bad. That you
Right.
just need to tackle one aspect of your life and the rest is really cool. You
Right.
just need clarity and just one fresh pair of eyes who devoted her life to wisdom and to make other people happy, to say, hey, this is what's happening in your life, darling. You are really cool here. This is really shit, and it's gonna drag you down. And do you really want to die so miserable in that? No, you don't. You know.
Yeah.
So it's a good taster. You know, it's a good taster, but equally, you will achieve so much, and you will be so proud of yourself.
Wow.
I totally believe in that.
Tell people how, let's take a minute before we go to break. Tell folks how they can sign up, how they can find out more, because I think this is so important. And then we'll mention it again. You know, do they send an email? Can they go to the website? Tell us the best way to do this, or both.
Absolutely. The best way is to go on kickassmuse.com, and there is a list where they can subscribe to, and then they basically get all the courses in their inbox. So they can't miss it. If you go on kickassmuse.com and you see a newsletter, email subscribers list, that's where you put your email, and you're basically on my list from that minute, and you basically get all the information about the course, and it's one click away. You can also, if you have more questions, email me, please. It's Duda, D-U-D-A, at kickassmuse.com, and I will gladly respond to you within 24 hours. Plus, go on Facebook, because my Facebook now has over 8,000 followers in only 2 months that I built it. And it's called Musings on Courageous Living. Oh. And you will definitely find all the information there. So you really can't miss it.
I love it. And for those of you, you can simply also go to the drpatshow.com. We've got a special place where pasting this so that you can click away. We're going to take a short break when we come back. We're going to talk about, what do we think about finding our purpose? What does that mean? And, you know, how can we help people be happier than they are now? I love what Duda said, because you do not have to be down and out. You do not have to be at the bottom of your life to want a better life. See, we think sometimes that it's okay for us to shoot for the bottom. See, if I shoot for the bottom, then I can be in gratitude for what I have, even though it's not what I desire. Let's take a short break. When we come back, purpose, passion, and what next? Yeah, the Kick-Ass Muse. We'll be right back.
Say something, I'm giving up on you. I'll be the one if you want me to.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.
Enlightening, humorous, and compassionate. Listen live to The Kelly Ballard Show, insight and inspiration from the great beyond. Kelly is a fourth-generation medium and intuitive who covers topics ranging from grief, spirit guides, and listening to your intuition. Kelly can help you get answers and guidance from the other side with a little bit of humor and a lot of healing. Tune in to The Kelly Ballard Show, Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific Time here on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Transformation Talk Radio is dedicated to the education and awareness of Lyme disease.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Lyme Talk Radio. I'm Dr. Pat, joined here by
Dr. Nusheen Darvish.
Dr. Pat Basili and Dr. Nusheen Darvish will be bringing the most innovative, groundbreaking information, research, treatment innovations, and stories from those it affects every day.
I'm so excited to be talking about this.
We have so much to share.
Dr. Darvish and I are planning to do is connect the dots.
People suffering with all sorts of chronic diseases, it's time. It is time for them to transform.
Tune into Lyme Talk Radio and help keep our mission strong.
For the loyal listeners out there that have been listening to this incredible show on Lyme disease, we are not going to let you down. We're going to come through stronger and enrich the platform for Lyme disease awareness through Lyme Talk Radio. The message will continue, the conversations will become stronger, and the healing epic.
Calling all dreamers. Are you living your dream life? Actualize your possibilities with Life Coaching Radio and your host, Deb Stetzer. If you're feeling stuck in a rut, Deb is here to help you turn your dreams into a reality. Life Coaching Radio. Dream it, live it, be it. To learn more about Deb, visit www.mylifecoach.us.
Tune in to Sheer Alchemy with Leslie Fontaine on TransformationTalkRadio.com and get ready to stir up your passions, identify your blocks, and shift into an entirely new existence. Leslie Fontaine is a transformation catalyst and clairvoyant who uses her intuitive and energetic gifts to catapult listeners into living the life they were born to live. Whether it's shifting from scarcity to abundance, from emotional pain into joy, or from illness into health, Leslie will help you step into the true essence and power of all that you are with the help of the Ascended Masters and Archangels. You will not be the same. Visit TransformationTalkRadio.com for show dates and times and LeslieFontaine.com to say yes to explosive abundance.
What does it mean to be healthy? For each of us, it means something a little different. Discover the art of herbal medicine, a natural way to help our bodies respond better to the modern-day stress and toxicity of our everyday lives. Using organic herbs from around the world, the skilled herbalists at Urban Wellness in Kirkland can help you choose the herbs that are right for your body. Find your herbal solutions for common health issues at urbanwellness.com. That's HERBAN wellness.com.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Say something, I'm giving up on you. And I am feeling so small. It was over my head. I know nothing at all.
Ah. Thank you, Benny. It's so incredible. Duda is joining me here today. For those of you, today's topic is trust yourself again and go after your dreams. Now, one of the things that we love is talking with someone that is not just talking about going after your dreams, not just talking about what it means to trust yourself again. And, you know, this is someone that humbly brings the conversation to the table in service of other people. And that's what I love about this one-day online guided course. You get to do it when you want to do it. And then in the end, you get to work with Duda directly because she is someone that is about taking the action in your life. So when you think about the title, Trust Yourself Again, Go After Your Dreams, ask yourself the question, how much do you trust yourself? And why do we say trust yourself again? There's a very good reason. I go through this myself. But go after your dreams. Does it mean go after your mediocre dreams? Well, you're going to get to work with her. And honestly, I've never seen a course like this presented at the rate that she has created for all of you here on the Dr. Pat Show and Transformation Talk Radio. It's amazing. Please check it out. Go to kickassmuse.com. That's the website. Or you can email Duda at duda@kickassmuse.com. But if you don't know or you don't know what this is about, certainly you'll be able to find out more on the drpatshow.com. Purpose, Duda. Purpose. I love this. Finding our purpose. How many years do we spend looking? Where did it go, Duda? Where did it go?
Yes, this is a funny one. We look outside. Where is it? Where all the time it's within you. And it was probably within you since you were a child. Purpose is the module number 3 from this online guided course that I created. And the reason why it's so important is because think it that way. If you have a talent, right, to do something in your life and you really enjoy doing it, versus something that is not really your skill and you're kind of like struggling to get it right each time, which one is easier for you to do, and in which one would you be more successful? Right?
Right.
So for example, if you have a hidden talent or something that made you really happy when you were probably a child or maybe in your teenage years, but you didn't fulfill that hobby, like you didn't fulfill it, you just went after the career path that your parents expected from you or someone else, you would just neglect it, right? So you might be in banking and, you know, being okay, but two things might happen. You might have to put more effort in it, and secondly, that day will hit you when you're gonna say, but this is not what I really, really, really want. If I would have all the money in the world and all the support in the world to do whatever I want, would this be what I want to do? Like 90% of people will say no.
Right, no.
Yeah, they will say no. All the people that I talk to, they'll say, yes, you know, I wouldn't really be in this job if I would have all the money in the world and all the support from everybody around me. I would actually do this and that. And it's usually linked to what your talents are. We are all given a talent in this world, and we have to know what creates joy in our life. I mean, I can also tell you, like, I've been listening quite a lot to the audiobooks from Deepak Chopra, and his children were raised in that way. He actually mentions it also on one of the Oprah shows. He raised his children not to be the best in the school, not to be in the career that he wanted them to be, but actually he raised them, A, with meditation from age 4, and B, to look what they really liked to do in their life. And he even said to them, if you can't create a career from it, I will support you, finance you for the rest of your life. And the consequence was that they were the best in the schools, best at universities, and have amazing jobs in the field that they love. But we were not raised like that. We were raised like what the expectations were from us. And that now that we are responsible people and grown-ups, we still have that fear in our head that we are not ought to live what we want, but we are ought to do what other people expected from us, because otherwise we will let everybody down.
I love this. You know, it's really interesting. I grew up in a family. My mother died when I was young. My dad remarried a woman much, much younger than he. And I remember my dad, very traditional European. You're going to grow up. You're not going to go to college. You're going to get married. You're going to have kids. Totally family. That's the family talk. My stepmom, on the other hand, had her first child at 12 and one at 13. And her idea of life was persevering and living regardless of your circumstance and really going after what you want. So it was very interesting to listen to these two decide whether or not I was going to go to the high school of my choice or not. And I loved having both sides of the perspective, Duda, because on the one side, if you're only hearing what you cannot do or what you should do and never hear what you might do, you grow up with the idea of shooting for the bottom and living a limited life. And you don't even know you're doing it, do you?
Absolutely not. I think that we are in you know, as children, it's a fact that we were actually victims of those limited beliefs of people around us. But that doesn't mean that you have to be the victim for the rest of your life. If you're listening to this now and if it resonates at some point with you, then you have the responsibility to change something, because you are a grown-up person. And just because, you know, it was just your life was influenced as a child by grown-ups back then, that doesn't mean that you don't have the opportunity now to say, hold on, I'm going to put a stop on this, because I actually have the right to be happy in this life.
Yeah, I love what you're saying. I love that you're talking about the moment that we can stop and say to ourselves, hold on. You know, I want to ask you this question. So many people, and they've heard me talk about this a lot. You know, we have gone through a very difficult 8 years, I will say. Many, many people, very difficult 8 years or so. And we're out in the world today, and in the headlines over here, at least, right? The headlines over here is that we are going to break records in the traveling that we're doing today. We're going to break records in the shopping that we're going to do today. And I love the energy of that. But it doesn't come without at least acknowledging what people have gone through. Do you think that we are tucking away some of the anxiety and fear that we've carried, or do you think we're over it?
I don't think that we are over the anxiety in total. No.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's work to do, but as I said before, it's not easy to change that, the noises and the anxiety that comes with it. But definitely, it's worth it, because you just need to know this. Do you want to continue with what you have now, and that's it for the rest of your life? Or do you want to try to change at least a little bit? That's the only thing that I'm asking actually from people. Can you at least give it a go, and just, despite the anxiety, fears, the noise, the limited beliefs, negative gremlins talking to you all day, you can't do this, you're not capable, you will never succeed. Despite that, can you just prove to me that you have the courage to do something about your life? At least one little thing. Change one little thing.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Let's talk about the one little thing. I know that you're going to be taking off here in a few minutes, but I want to talk about this. Over here in the U.S., we're getting ready for the holidays, and there's the bigger holidays are coming up here around the corner, right? And one of the things that I want to just ask you, and I want to thank you for joining me here today. I want to ask you this question. How can we help people right now, Duda? How can we help people right now find the courage to pick that one thing? Because sometimes we don't really honor that it doesn't have to be this gigantic thing. One step. What can we say to folks today? And thank you for joining me here today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pat, for the opportunity, and a very good question. The way that we can help people is to be open and approachable to them. We devoted our lives to help them in becoming happier, and to be heard and to be seen. And the only thing that they have to do from their side is to talk to us.
I love it. Duda, thank you so much for joining us here today. We're going to take a short break. Duda will be back. We've got an entire radio series we're doing with her. Love it. When we come back, I'm going to give you much more information about what we shared about this amazing course. Trust yourself again and go after your dreams. You can go to kickassmuse.com. Going to hear lots more from Duda. We've got lots planned. Thank you, Duda, so very much for all you do.
Thank you, Dr. Pat.
All right. We're going to take a short break, everyone. We'll be right back with the show.
Could you whisper in my ear the things you want to feel? I'll give you anything to feel it coming. Till you wake up on your own. I wonder where you are. Live with all your faults. I want to wake up where you are.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call. In retirement, will you outlive your money? It's a common question for people approaching retirement, but it doesn't need to weigh on you. Ask Ameriprise financial advisor Jeff Packman about the new Confident Retirement Approach. You and Jeff can break down retirement planning step by step to get the real answers you need. Call Jeff Packman, financial advisor, today at 425-453-0272. Office is located at 601 108th Avenue Northeast, Suite 1800, Bellevue, Washington, 98004. The Confident Retirement Approach is not a guarantee of future financial results. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Ameriprise Financial Services, Inc., member of FINRA and SIPC.
You got attitude? Keys to the rescue. Adjust your attitude with Keys Clear Protein Waters. So refreshing. Just a few sips of Keys will give you a whole new outlook, thanks to 22 grams of the happiest protein on earth. Tongue-tingling tasty without the guilt of naughty or nasty ingredients. If that doesn't put a smile on your face, maybe you need to drink too. Put a little woohoo in your attitude with Keys Protein Water. On Amazon or at Keys, Kees, please.com.
Has asthma or allergies got you singing the raspy blues? Allergy and Asthma Networks is the nation's premier nonprofit patient-centered network of doctors, caregivers, patients, and healthcare professionals who are dedicated to ending death and suffering due to asthma, allergies, and related conditions. Join President and CEO Tanya Winders each month on the Dr. Pat Show to learn more and visit allergyasthmanetwork.org today. Breathe better together with Allergy and Asthma Network.
Hi, I'm Leslie Fontaine with Sheer Alchemy on Transformation Talk Radio, and here's your tip of the week. When we own our own responsibility, we're choosing to own our choices, our energy, our day, our jobs, our relationships. It's a tall order. And what difference does that make? Well, plenty. We're choosing to look within, to change agreements within ourselves, to keep our energy field clean, and to upgrade as needed to make choices that are authentic to us. This shifts our language. We no longer blame others. We're no longer victims of our circumstances. So if we don't get paid abundantly or loved abundantly, let's look within and ask, where am I not honoring myself? Where am I not loving myself? Let's change the agreement. Let's get real with what's in place, forgive ourselves and others, and shift into our new life. Visit me at lesliefontaine.com or call me at 678-665-3366. Let this be the last day that you choose to look outwardly and look within.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Wow. Hey, everybody. Super, super, super. It is so great to have all of you tuning us in, turning us on. For more information about us, and I'm going to try to answer a number of the questions that you guys have been emailing us about. Thank you so very much for all of your emails in support of helping us with our crowdfunding effort. Many of you have asked us to please go ahead and you wanted us to let you guys know how you can help. And we are going to have lots more information about that for you. Today, we're sending out an email to pretty much just about anybody I've ever met or interviewed in the past 13 years. And we're asking for them to partner with us about the kinds of perks, they call them in crowdfunding, that actually we're going to be offering for those people that want to donate. So what happens and the way crowdfunding works is, you put out there what you're developing. You tell people, this is what we're doing. This is why we're raising funds. And for those of you out there that wanted to find out more about that, we've made it pretty easy. Our campaign is called Take Back Talk Radio, and it's called Take Back Talk Radio to Give Back Talk Radio. And many of you have said to us, tell me why, Pat. Why are you calling it this? And, well, I'll tell you, we've actually had input from all of our hosts and our listeners, stories from you all over the world saying and telling us that one day the show, your favorite show, not necessarily our show here, but your favorite show was on one day and then it wasn't. And we shared with you that hundreds of us belong to a network that we never thought would go away. The network was owned by CBS. We thought we would be good to go. We were planning so much on that network. And in 2 years ago, almost to this day, we found out that the entire network was pulled because it was a corporate executive decision to pull it. Positive Talk Radio, what is happening to it? And I'm just going to tell you that what we have found is that, we buy our airtime from station owners, from other corporations, and we've been doing that as so many of the people that you hear on these networks do. And what we loved is a few years back, we partnered with WBLQ and Chris. And that partnership is so unique in the world of radio. I cannot say enough about it. And what Chris decided was he was building a network in Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York. We came to him saying, we'd love for you to be our studio for Transformation Talk Radio. And we said to him right up front, we do not have tens of thousands of dollars right now to pay for that airtime. And I have to tell you what happened between us and Chris DiPaolo at WBLQ and the team at WBLQ. As Glenna Rice would say when she asked the question, what else is possible here? The answer is you meet a partner that is willing to take a journey with you and to help bring a positive message out into the world. Now, fast forward from that day in 2009 to where we are, and Transformation Talk Radio's home is on WBOQ, as the Dr. Pat Show's home is on KKNW. I will tell you that when you enter into partnership with people, there is a connection that transcends corporate energy or corporate, what I like to say in media, 6 corporations own all of what you hear, see, and read. And there is an article that was done many years ago, and it's called The Illusion of Choice. If you Google illusion of choice, you're going to get an infographic that describes this in detail. But I never thought in a million years that we would be affected by that you would be affected by that as listeners. And what we're discovering is you are affected by it. And it's so hard when you have a show that goes away. Now, I want to tell you this. There's a woman, her name is Donna Halper, and Donna is a media scholar and radio consultant. She has been in radio for years, decades actually. Here's what she said. She says, the lifeblood of radio is you. The lifeblood of radio is you. She says, in our current media environment, corporate owners seem to have less tolerance for the station that is unusual, the station with the niche audience. Part of what makes radio unique as a mass medium is its ability to befriend the listener, all of you amazing people. So losing a favorite station or favorite show or favorite host is like losing a friend. We know that because you all have told us that. You know, you all have told us what you want more of, how you want it delivered, and how each and every one of you can help us with what we're doing. And so today, I am saying to all of you, our campaign is officially underway. TakeBackTalkRadio.com is the website. Pretty soon, for those of you that would like to help, we'll tell you how you can help us get the word out. But we'll also, talk with you about what does it mean to donate to a crowdfunding campaign. What is crowdfunding? Now, here's something really exciting. If you go to the website, you're going to be able to see what our technology is, what our technology vision is. Not only are we creating something, a network that is transformationradio.fm, a network that is all positive talk. Right now, we have 10 unique channels, and we are able to plug any network in. And what will happen is, for example, if there's a network out there that has got a positive venue and they want to come and be part of this, we literally can plug and play. And within 10 minutes, I've seen Jessica do this. Within 10 minutes, their entire network is up, website included, database backend for all the hosts, information linked to 90 other media networks. I'm so excited about this. And what I love about what this is about, it's about creating a community of people that want to share stories. Old school radio was about storytelling. So is what we do today. We're very different. We're not your 5 or 6 minute kind of bleep, come in, throw your product out there and go. We're about listening to what you guys want more of. And I'm so excited about this. Now, our crowdfunding campaign is being developed because not only have you asked for us to develop it sooner, but so have other networks across the world. Our friends in Australia, our friends in England. How about late night psychic talk radio? And I'm telling you, fasten your seatbelt for a midnight venue of psychic talk radio. So it is in great gratitude this holiday season that I get to share this. You know, there's nothing more powerful than gratitude to all of you who have supported us for so many years. And we promised to give you something that is not going to go away. It's going to grow, it's going to sustain, and it's going to bring you solutions to whatever you need to thrive. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Lights go out and I can't be saved. Tides that I tried to swim against pulled me down upon my knees. Oh, I beg and plead.